Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tina Talks Gaming. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to try and plan my wedding in The Sims 4 using the new My Wedding Stories pack because COVID ruined mine in real life. Then EA came along and ruined it in The Sims as well. I'm a pretty forgiving person when it comes to bugs at the launch of a game. Some bugs are to be expected, but this is absolutely unplayable. Never in my life have I seen a game release in such a broken state, Sims or otherwise. EA should absolutely be ashamed of themselves for releasing such a freaking dumpster fire. This is honestly one of the most shameful game releases I have ever seen. So yeah, if you want to see what a disaster my Sims 4 wedding story was, keep watching. So I started off with my Sim self and my super cute Sim fiance. Picked the summer season, hoping for a nice, bright, sunny day, and just my luck, it's raining and cloudy and gross out. But that's okay. I was really excited to check out what this pack had to offer. Rain or shine, let's go, let's plan our wedding. So I go to the calendar, find a nice, bright, sunny day, and go to plan my wedding day. I was really surprised to see how many new events they added. But this is a game pack after all, and initially, I was pretty impressed. Not only do you have the wedding ceremony, but you also have vow renewal, rehearsal dinner, reception, family gathering, batch party, and engagement dinner. So I set off to plan my bachelorette party, my rehearsal dinner, my wedding, and reception. This is a new save. My sim barely knew anyone, but I figured keep it small, probably keep it less buggy, right? Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny too, looking back. I will say the dresses were cute and there were a bunch of different styles to choose from. But the Create a Sim items and the new world that comes with this game pack are really the only things it has going for it. And while females seem to have a ton of options, once again, the males are left with very, very few options in terms of Create a Sim items. The drastic difference in numbers shouldn't surprise me at this point, but it's always a bit jarring to see. And while the world is beautiful, there's only one pre-built wedding venue, which has two different setups for tying the knot inside. There is also a pre-built lounge for parties and get-togethers and what have you. I was surprised to see that most of the lots were actually residential. There are some open lots though, so you can build your own, and overall I really like the world and think it's a good size for the game pack. That said, that is where all of the good things I have to say about this pack stop. I started off by having my bachelorette party, which turned out to be probably the lamest bachelorette party in all of Sims history. I do think that the dessert fountain and the toast buckets are nice additions, but I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to grab a plate of dessert. I think what I needed here was a buffet table, but I felt like one should have been already in this venue, and I thought I added one, but I think the one I put in wasn't an actual buffet table, so that could explain why I couldn't get the dessert option to work. That's okay though, because my one chocolate-covered strawberry apparently counts as a celebration feast. The give toast interaction did actually work, and I think this might be the only thing that works in this game for the most part. But the toaster starts the toast before everyone is present, with drink in hand, and immediately after walks away before you even have time to register that a toast had been given, pretty much. I was also incredibly disappointed to find out that there are no adult dancers provided for entertainment here. Bachelor and bachelorette parties in The Sims 3 were really fun. They actually felt like lively parties that your Sims were excited to be a part of. People would get up and dance on tables, throw champagne on you, hire some sexy dancers, and overall it was a really good time. This felt the complete opposite of that. It felt boring, stagnant, and gloomy. It didn't even feel like a party at all. And I know my sim felt that because she spent the majority of her time at this party alone on the roof, double fisting drinks from the punch fountain. So, yeah. And when this party was finally over, I didn't even get so much as a notification, or a moodlet for my sim, or anything. to acknowledge the fact that we had just had a bachelorette party. Nothing at all. To say it was a major disappointment would be a massive understatement. Everyone was relieved when it was over. So after that, it was time to decide where we wanted to have the wedding. At first, I decided this right here was my perfect wedding spot. It's kinda got the colors I was going for, kind of a fall vibe, and I really liked it. So that was decided. Then I saw this lady who I made friends with has a really cute space in her backyard. It's not quite the colors or the vibe I was after, but it's classy and really beautiful, and I thought maybe having it here with everything kind of compact in the same space, there would be less bugs. Yeah, I can still hear EA laughing at me in the distance. But for that reason, I changed my wedding venue selection to this one instead. It is really pretty, and I thought it would make for some awesome photos. After that, I did have a rehearsal dinner, but that went just about as well as the bachelorette party. Boring, stagnant, and no anything afterward. It was like it never happened. All of the events in this game seem to be just reskins of the same event with no importance attached to it whatsoever. Nothing. It's majorly disappointing. So let's just skip right to the wedding stuff. There were a bunch of flower options I really liked. There really are a bunch of different colors and styles to suit a whole bunch of different people and different types of personalities. I ended up finding one with like a fall color scheme that I really liked, so I picked that one. The same is true for cakes. There are tons of different cake options, but there's only a certain number available for that day. This is kind of disappointing because the cake does not stay good for very long, so if you don't buy it the day of your wedding, it's going to go bad. Even if you put it in the fridge, by the time you're ready to eat it, it's spoiled. But I picked some cakes that I really liked, I took them home, set them out, so I could really see them and decide which one I wanted to be my wedding cake. Once you select it, it tells you that it's saved and will be available for your wedding. Once I got there though, it was nowhere to be found. Not anywhere on the lot and not in my Sims inventory. I was carrying the reject cakes, but that's not the one I wanted. Anyway, we finally got to the wedding, we get guests seated, and okay, so far so good. Until immediately the guests start playing a game of musical chairs. With absolutely no music playing, by the way. Everyone decides that they need to constantly get up and move around for no reason. And by the way, I forgot to mention, but I do not have a single mod in my game, so mods cannot be blamed for any of the following bugs that you're about to experience. But okay, the guests are semi-seated, I've got my dress on and my flowers in hand. I try sending a couple Sims down the aisle and nobody moves. I even try sending a few Sims up the aisle because maybe down means up and up means down and I have no idea anymore. I'm just trying to get something to work and people not to just sit there. Why, can someone tell me, are the bride and groom deciding to sit and watch their own wedding not happen? I don't know what's happening here. So I decide, okay, no one's walking down the aisle, let's just get married. So I call my officiant over, or try to. That's a Sim of my friend, by the way, Malcolm. I asked you to be the officiant here. And nobody's moving. I'm trying to click on the arch to get married, I'm trying to click on my fiance to get married, nothing's happening. I attempt to debug my friend, and try again, and he decides it's time to do sit-ups. Oh, there he goes. Oh, nope, he's gonna go sit at the piano. Are you officiating from the piano, sir? What is happening? I think he's over there just telling jokes. I don't know what's going on. Cody thinks it's funny. That is not surprising at all. Now I'm just trying to debug us to see if we can just stop sitting and get married. Nope. Oh, there we go. Cody seems finally ready to get married. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to go. Let's forego walking down the aisle and let's just do this thing. Of course it started to rain. Of course it did. But here we go. Let's do the vows. It starts off good. The animations are very cute and sweet. And there is some cute details here. The problem is, I think my Sims got stuck and just kept saying their vows over and over. I end up giving Cody a big sparkly diamond ring, and I get nothing in return. We don't kiss afterwards, nothing happens. The game didn't even show that we were married after that. But we decided to give it one more go, and this time it worked. We were both able to exchange vows, we were both able to exchange rings, and after that we were married, officially in-game. That said, by this point it was 10 p.m. and the wedding had started at 1 p.m. At least now the rain had stopped, so we could try and have something of a little after party. You know, eat cake, have toasts, dance, all that stuff. So I got out my reject cake, added a topper to it, and then tried to get the bride and groom to come over and have their first dance. And just as I started to go, "Aw, that works at least. That's really cute, and I'm really glad they finally added slow dancing to The Sims 4. And just like that, it was over. My Sims were done, I had barely been able to change the music, and they were walking away. My cake had also spoiled by this point, and I was so annoyed. I was just done. I wanted to end it, and I wanted to try and have a different wedding somewhere else and try and do it right. Maybe it was me, maybe it was a user error, maybe it was the lot, maybe I could do better. So let's try again. Let's try on the actual lot, the venue lot that they give you in-game for weddings. Let's try that. That's the one I wanted anyway, but don't worry, I'm gonna make this long story short. I picked a cake again, not that it mattered because it wasn't there. We'll say I really like all the cake designs in the game though. Anyway, we show up to the venue that comes with the pack, thinking, okay, maybe that was my mistake, I should have probably played here. Surely, this has been play tested. Once again, the groom takes a seat at his own wedding, but alright, fine. At least we got some guests in the right area, the other half are in the other room, but you know what, fine. Here I come with my flowers in hand, so at least that's good. I do not look happy. Can you blame me? This pack has been an absolute nightmare. But here we go, sending my sim down the aisle, she just tripped, and the groom is still sitting in the audience. At least she's got a sense of humor about it. That's very much probably how I'd handle it in real life, and it's a very realistic thing that would happen. So yeah, kind of found that funny. Alright, but down the aisle we go. And, okay, I don't think where you're supposed to stand, but okay, trying to send the groom down the aisle. That's not working, and she is just as mad as I am. I mean, really. This right here is the mood of this pack. I feel you, girl. I feel you. But the groom is finally on his way, and we are in business. I don't know why he's sad, but I'm sad that he's got to carry the umbrella up here with him. There we go. Okay, really? Okay. Cody, can you please put away the umbrella? Okay, let's go. We got this now. No more umbrellas. Let's get back. Oh, no, this is not happening. That goes on for far too long until finally we are able to exchange vows again. Once again, everyone is miserable at this point, and this wedding is horrible. It's once again taken so long just to do the vows without even sending anybody down the aisle this time. I barely had time for anything else, but I did try the bouquet toss, and she literally stood around for hours doing this, but not throwing it, until eventually everybody just walked away, until Malcolm showed up to try and catch it through the wall. Poor guy looks absolutely miserable out there, and he is just wanting her to freaking throw it already. Like, what is going on? And look, she's just laughing all about it. Malcolm, sorry dude, I don't know what is going on here. By this point, the cake was spoiled, so there wasn't even any point in trying to do that. So I said, I'm having a drink. This pack was so broken and so freaking stressful. Pretty upset that I spent my money on it, to be honest. Nothing about this experience was pleasant or fun. Even the slow dance interaction, which I was really excited for, I could only get to work for a couple seconds. By the time I went to change the station to something appropriate, they were done. Granted, I mean, they have to pee. They've been standing there trying to get married for like 8-9 hours straight. But come on. This wedding was a disaster. This pack is a disaster. And I can absolutely not recommend it in its current state. Unless you're someone for which money is no object, do not buy My Wedding Stories. I certainly wish I didn't.